Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Crypto Overkill. We're tapping in here. It is May 18th, Saturday, beautiful Saturday afternoon, and we're going to be taking a look at the Overkill watch list and your guys' chart requests. We had a massive amount of signals go off on the trading indicator over the week. In the last video, I talked about adding in these big green daily dots, and I'm going to talk about how to trade those on today's video. So we're going to go over all these alerts. We're going to look for setups, and we're going to edit our watch list just like we do here every single week. We are tapping in. I'm going to share this with you guys so we can go over it, we can hit it, we can check out your chart requests, and you guys will be able to use the same exact playlist by the end of this video. What we're going to do is we're going to cover all the alerts from the last couple of weeks. I've been on the road for a long time, but we are back in the office now, and I plan on hitting all these charts today, going over all these signals, and seeing if we can find any setups for the week ahead. I hope everybody is doing well, and I want to start today by just checking out what we had from last week. Okay, I want to check out what happened on the stuff that we got the signals on. We had the SPY, the SPY, that went off last week, May 6th. Let me actually get out of this and go full screen for you guys here. That happened on May 6th there on the SPY. Okay, that's at 507. So we got the green dot again. We're not buying unless the green dot comes on the chart. Okay, we're not buying unless we see the alert go off over here in Overkill Alerts. This is the day on these big green dots, okay, that you should be entering your position and setting your stop loss. Okay, same thing with the weekly dots. We call out the weekly and the big greens on the daily. If you guys don't know the difference between the big green dot and the small green dot, I'll go over that today. But these are majorly bullish signals from a technical perspective when you're looking at our trading indicator. You can see the last green dot that came on the SPY was actually over here in November of 2023. So again, this is an indicator. It's AI, folks. What it tells you is that the direction is changing. So the larger the time frame, so if I'm on a weekly chart, it's much more accurate than a dot, right, on like an hour chart, because the hourly chart gets them every couple of hours, right? Green dot there, green dot there. They're hard to read, okay? They're hard to read, okay? You can't be confident. You can be more confident in the dot if it's coming from a larger chart. So the dots we look for that are the most bullish, again, are the dots on the weekly, any dot, big or small, on the weekly, or the daily big green dots. So the big green dots are the ones that have the shaded area. You can see there's a shaded area down here off of the dot. Okay, I don't know if you could see that on the screen or not, but you could see it's when the wave is way down here. Okay, and that's where we want to act as traders. We want to buy the day of this dot, that big green dot right there on the SPY. Okay, so the dot came right there in April on the 23rd. Right here at $500. Okay, so what we do when we get the big green dot is we want to set our stop loss at the bottom, right? You can either go at the bottom of the candle we're getting it on, which I don't like to do. I like to use it at the previous low. So if we were getting this at 500, our stop loss would have been at the bottom of this candle right here. That was the low. Because if this dot is correct, that's pretty much telling us that it should not break the low, and it didn't. Okay, so if you bought there and you're still holding at the moment, okay, you're up. This is the SPY. You're up 7% on your position. This is the S&P 500. So this is like an ETF. This is what pretty much all mutual funds get invested into. It's like when you buy the SPY, it's like buying the top 500 stocks in the stock market. So again, we're looking for these signals. So that is an example of a big green dot down there on the SPY. Okay, that was our entry. And again, once we have the green dot, then we can set our stop loss at the low of that previous candle. And there's a couple other important things you want to take into consideration as to the fact that we are above this this dark blue line right here. If you're trading a daily chart, you want to be above the dark blue. If you're getting a big green dot above this dark blue, that's accurate. But for example, the SPY is not a very good example. Like these ones down here. So if we're below the dark blue on a daily, right, we're in a downtrend. Okay, we're in a downtrend. Okay, we're trading against the trend. So as traders, we want to trade when we get back up above that 200 on a daily. And if you're trading a weekly chart, we want to be above the light blue line, which is the 50 EMA. Think of it as the average price. So if you're looking at a 50 EMA on a weekly chart, that is the average price over the last 50 weeks. So think of it as the yearly average, right? 52 weeks in a year. This is the 50-week average. Okay, you're buying it at the average price. That's our goal, right? As traders, we want to buy it at the average price. This was a beautiful entry right here on the SPY. Back in November, boom, that green dot was extremely bullish. I mean, that netted you guys, if y'all entered off that, that's 23% on the SPY, which is good for stocks, right? You look at Bitcoin here. Okay, that came back same time around September. Okay, green dot came down there. It wasn't a big green dot, but the big green dots don't often come on a weekly chart. Those are the small ones. So if you right click on your indicator down here, hit add alert, you can see you could actually add the alerts yourself. Okay, there's one for the big green dot, that's the buy circle, and then there's the small green dot. So with the weekly chart, right, the small green dots are the one we're looking for on the weekly. When we're looking at a daily chart, we want the big green dots, the ones with the shaded area down here. And again, all those are called out over here. We're going to hit a bunch of charts today, guys. We got a lot of signals that went off this week. So lots of them. I just saw Ethereum in there, right? There was ZRX. That one popped off. Okay, we're going to look at all these charts that you had ADA Cardano, Coinbase, you had DKNG, okay, Mara went off, tons of signals going off this week. So the most important thing to understand is that we are in an uptrend, right? If you look at Bitcoin's weekly, right, we didn't necessarily want to be buying Bitcoin during this time, right? Because we're below our EMA, our mean, our average price. So we're watching the 50, that light blue line on a weekly chart. That's the average price. When we're buying assets, we want to make sure they're above it and giving us a green dot. We want to enter the week of the green dot. You see the last green dot came on Bitcoin over here at 42, and I'm thinking we're going to see one next week here, folks. I think we're going to see a green dot on Bitcoin next week or the following week. Okay, we can move our stop losses up probably to about 60,000. I've been talking about that level. As long as that holds, I'm bullish on Bitcoin right now. I'm not bearish. I'm more bullish than bearish. This is the first green candle in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. It's been almost a month and a half. And we're finally looking like we're going to turn the corner and bounce off that 9. So look where the stochastic is on this, very low. Okay, we want to buy down in this area, right? If we were buying down in this area last time in August, we were buying at 27K on Bitcoin. It hasn't hit 0. The stochastic RSI on the trading indicator has not hit 0 since that time. So we're sitting in a good place right now. And if you see that green dot come next week, these charts are going to explode, folks. I mean, crypto's going to go nuts, and nothing's confirmed till it happens. But these candles will form on Sunday. That is tomorrow, May 19th. We're going to get a new candle, and when we get a new candle, this all moves. So we're either going to get a dot or we're not. And you know that weekly dot's going to get called out over here the second that it happens. So when that gets called out over here, folks, prepare the cannons. Okay, prepare the cannons. Okay, and I wouldn't be mad about taking a position here at 67 with a stop loss at about 60K, because that is the level. You can see the daily charts breaking over the 50, but the daily's getting up here on the indicator as well. So it's definitely a breakout, folks, and that candle is extremely bullish. So we'll see. If we get this green dot next week, there's nothing to be scared about, folks, because then the next few weeks should be green, right, from our indicator. Last time it came, it went up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in a row. We went up, and then if you guys are understanding our sell tactic, okay, we want to sell. If we're trading on a weekly chart, we want to sell when the stochastic hits this white dotted line up here. Okay, that is your sell indication. Okay, I want you guys to understand this stuff before we dive into the charts, because this is technical analysis, folks. Okay, this thing you can check for yourself. It is one of the most accurate indicators when it comes to trading. And if you can learn how to trade with it, it's very, very accurate, and it will help you out a lot in your trading. Okay, but you can see there that hit that white dotted line on March 11th. That was the topping candle at 75. 75 was the top, and now we're just consolidating in a bull flag pattern here. So if we get a big fat, if we break 70K, Bitcoin's going to 100, folks. If we break out over 70K, Bitcoin is going to 100K, okay? And it could happen here in the next couple weeks. And I'm very excited to keep an eye on it this week. We're heating up here, okay? So green dot will be the tell. And again, we're not going to sell Bitcoin if we're trading Bitcoin right now. I'm personally not trading Bitcoin. I trade more of the mid cap stuff that runs a little more than 20-30%. But again, we want to sell when this light blue line comes back up here and touches that white dotted line on the trading indicator. And if you guys do not have the trading indicator, it is right over here inside the Discord. You can support the channel by clicking this link, and it will load directly. You click 2 buttons and it loads right into your TradingView account. You do need to have a premium. I think the TradingView is like $12 to $15 a month, depending on the plan you choose. So you just need a trading view account and you get this indicator. You're going to get the EMAs as well, these lines. Okay, everything I have on my chart is going to load right into yours and you'll be able to use it instantly. Okay, so I want you guys to understand this and try to make your own trade. Like, don't just buy stuff because I'm buying it. Don't just, you know what I'm saying? Try to use your own analysis and what you're getting from it to better yourself as a trader. Okay, but I couldn't imagine trading without this thing. I wouldn't even see a point because I would just be buying right at the wrong time. I want to buy the day or the week of these dots, depending on which chart I'm trading. ICP is currently the only position I'm holding. I liquidated everything. I saw this big green dot down here on the daily here. Okay, I got that signal over there in the Discord, and I took an entry at about $12. It's sitting at about $13.40 right now, so I think I'm up around 15% off the trade. Yeah, about 17% currently. We're getting pretty close there on the daily. I'm probably going to look to take some off the table in the next 1 to 2 days. I have a stop loss set right now. Okay, I have a stop loss set around 13.20. If you guys don't know what a stop loss is, it means if it breaks this level, my position is going to sell. Okay, and then I could always re-enter again, but I'm waiting on the stochastic. Okay, that's my favorite sell indication, is when this line right here touches the white dotted line. It gets up there and it touches that white dotted line. Boom. That's when I can either sell part of my position or the whole entire position again. I am just playing the green dot. Okay, I got that signal, and then what did I do? I set a stop loss right there at the bottom. Okay, we get the candle right there, the dot right there. There's the signal off that doji bouncing right on the 200 EMA, just like we did right here. Boom. There's the trade. Okay, boom. Dot right there. Boom. There's the trade. Okay, same thing. Rinse and repeat. As long as we're above, right, that 200 EMA on our charts, okay, we're bullish. The trend is up. Okay, it's when you break down below the trend line, you can see right here. Okay, let's go back this way. It's when you break down below it where you don't want to start to trade it. Okay, because you're in a downtrend. You're trading against the trend. You don't want to trade against the trend. How we know that the trend is in our favor is if we are above that 200 week. And when the 50 and the 200 cross on the daily, that's called the golden cross there. Okay, so you can see direction on ICP shifted back here, and that was December. Okay, big move up. Okay, wonderful. Now let's buy the big green dots down here. Boom, there was your entry. Okay, you could have read that up a little bit. We've just been consolidating here. There have been a few good trades on ICP, but I identified this bounce here. I got the signal from the indicator, and that was, to me, I love my favorite big green dots are the ones bouncing on that 200-day moving average. If you think about the 200-day moving average, it's about a 6-month average. About a 6-month average. And a lot of traders use it. It's a very common indicator. And that's also why we reference it as well, because there's other traders that are referencing that 200 EMA, also the 50 and the 9, in my opinion, are the 3 most popular. And again, when you get the trading indicator, all that stuff just pops right into your chart. You don't have to figure out how to set it up or anything like that. You simply just click 2 buttons and everything is on your chart when you get it over there inside the Discord. Discord link's in the description and pinned in the comments. So let's take a look at some of these other charts from last week. We had the green dot signal here on the 29th. So this is a good example of a weekly dot just being a little too off the bottom for us. So this was up 30%. Okay, so when a green dot comes and we're up 30%, we don't necessarily want to buy the weeklies when we have that big of a jump. You guys saw that with H-bar. Okay, a couple weeks ago. Okay, it came at 8 cents and it pumped all the way up to 18 in 1 week. And then what happened? It got flushed on. Okay, because that was 70% off of the mean. And you guys were buying it up here, and the smart money was selling it. Okay, if you aren't familiar with our cheat sheet, okay, we want to buy close to the mean as possible. We don't want to buy 60, 70% off of the mean, because that's when we're buying up here. Smart money, these guys that buy it when nobody else is talking about it, right? Twitter's not shouting from the top of the mountain to buy, and everyone's freaking out, losing their minds in delusion. Okay, we don't want to buy this. How we know we're in delusion is when we are 70% off of that 50 weeks. So again, this is our average price. This is just our reference line of where we want to buy. So if you were buying H-bar when it came down here and touched that, nice job. You were buying it about 8 cents. You could have cashed out 120% right there. But for those of you that were buying it at the top, you were buying it at a 56% premium. And what I mean by that is you were buying way up here off of the mean. Okay, the mean is the average price. Again, if you're trading a daily chart, if you're taking an entry on a daily chart, that is the 200 EMA, that dark blue line on my chart, the dark blue line, Okay, let's see if it shows up here. Right here, okay, dark blue line. And if you're trading a weekly chart, you want to buy the green dots bouncing off of that 50. I want to buy as close to this as possible. Okay, as close to the mean as possible, the average price. I use a 50-week, again, because it is the average price over a year. It makes the most sense. A lot of traders use it. A lot of traders reference it. So I'm going to take advantage of that. Same thing with the 200 on the daily. So those are the two moving averages I like to pay attention to the most, are that 50 and the 200. So ALF, again, was just another name that had a green dot and it was up 30%. So I don't like to buy stuff 30% off of the mean, right? I want to buy as close to this 200 as possible. So that was a really nice move. And this thing's back down here on the daily, so it's something to pay attention to. This one looks good here for a trade off of 30 cents. You're risking about, well, that's about a 20% dip. So this is a lower cap coin, right? A lot lower cap play here, like an altcoin, I believe. I think it's like a $30 million coin. But again, if you want to wait to sell it, wait till this stochastic, okay, gets back up here. It's still in play. Okay, that green dot is still in play. We're still bullish, meaning we still think it's going up as long as the dot stays green. So I would wait till this stochastic gets back up here and use a stop loss right now at 30 cents. Right, you should have been buying at this time around 18 cents. Okay, that was the best time to buy if you were playing this around our 50-week. It's sitting currently at a pretty big premium. Okay, it's sitting at a 40% premium. So again, if you're buying at a 40% premium, guys, that's like buying your groceries at 40% higher or your gas at 40% higher. We don't want to do that as investors. Okay, if we're trying to buy low and sell high, because that's the whole goal. We want to buy as close to that mean as possible. So you got to know what your mean is. Okay, whatever chart you're trading, I recommend a weekly or a daily. Okay, and then I zoom in here to the 4-hour and the hourly sometimes to see what's going on. But the daily and the weekly are the most important. So again, the entry on this probably would have been back here in April. Boom, at 14. I know that was below that level, but that was a beautiful, beautiful dot there, and that thing ripped. I mean, if you played that last big green dot here, that was our buy signal. Okay, you made 187% all the way up. That was a massive signal there. Okay, very, very big signal. Waiting on that one. PNG, I'd still remain a holder of this one. Okay, because again, as long as the last dot is green on the weekly, we're holding it. Move your stop loss up to, I mean, you could probably use 46 now. Okay, 46 looks like a good stop on this one. Okay, 46 is your stop loss. If that breaks, you know, the trend isn't as much up anymore. But this one's going for the breakout of 61 here this week. You got a green dot today. I'd be a buyer, and you could even move your stop loss up from a daily perspective to about 50 cents. Okay, and play that green dot if you wanted to. Again, we're holders as long as the last dot is green on the weekly. Okay, either looking for entries or holding our position, waiting till that stochastic gets back up there to the white line, because that is going to be your sell exit. Okay, but you always have to have a stop loss set. Okay, so right now the stop loss level is 50 cents, in my opinion. Okay, with the green dot, 50 cents is the level you want to play there. That looks good. iTub, I believe, gave the weekly dot last week too. I think these, honestly, are both. I'm not looking to take positions on these, either of these right now. I'd be holders of these. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on the red list. Okay, and we're going to go through the new signal this week, but look at iTub. iTub just got the signal there. So what we could do is move our stop loss up on this to about 623. Let's look at the daily. Okay, and the daily's bouncing nice. So again, 623 is the stop loss on this. And you got that's about a 3% risk to the downside. So you're literally risking nothing there. The daily is a little extended, but just make sure this thing holds on to 623 if you're in a position on that, playing this weekly green dot. 623, I call it 620, looks like an excellent stop loss. That's going to go ahead and stay on the look at the buy list. That one looks good with the green dot this week. Here's AI. AI is a little extended on the daily for me. I'm not looking to buy this one this week. Okay, I want a better opportunity than that. We had Noble. Okay, 98's the level there with a green dot. So you're getting the green dot this week. This is an ETF, but a red here on the daily. So I'd look for a pullback on this one to around 98. That's the bottom of the candle. We're getting that stop off. Okay, that's, again, another very, very low risk. This is an altcoin, or not an altcoin, but an ETF. So I'm not interested in trading ETFs at this time, just because they're a little too non-volatile. I like the more volatile stuff because again, I'd like to buy this dot right here off of Snapchat. We called this out, folks. This was called out in the Discord at about $11. It went 54% all the way up to the top. Okay, now that you're looking to get up to here in on Snapchat to on the weekly, we don't want to buy up here, right? We want to be buying when the weekly is down here on the stochastic. When the weekly's up here, we don't want to take that risk on. Okay, we want to be buying when the stochastic is down here because we want to ride this move out. Okay, so that's also getting off the look at a buy list. This list is going to get filled back up once we start going through these signals here. Yeah, I just wanted to go over last week's. It's been a couple weeks since we went over this, and look at Apple. I'm probably selling Apple here. Okay, again, if you're buying off this big green dot down there, look at that. Big green dot signal comes on April 24th. That was right before earnings. That was my birthday. Happy birthday. 13% there on Apple. I'm cashing that trade in there on Apple. Okay, that was a beautiful trade there on Apple. But now with where it is, just not looking to buy it, right? Not looking to buy it, waiting on the next big green dot signal there on the daily and the weekly. Look where the weekly is. Okay, we're back up here near 100. We don't want to touch that. Okay, so iTub's really the only buy so far for me just because of the amount of risk there. I believe this is the altcoin or the Bitcoin ETF. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is an ETF. And I tried to look it up using our research tool, but it didn't work the other day. Here's Carvana. I'm a seller of Carvana up here. I'm not going to be looking to buy that this week. Too far extended there on the daily. Power is still just consolidating over 25. This thing has been so boring. Okay, it had that big flush, but it's just kind of a stealth phase right now, folks. As long as it holds 25, it looks fine. It had a doji forming this week. So if you're still holding power, it is still consolidating right there on that 50-week. Okay, it's still right on our mean at the moment. And this is our stop loss, folks. So when I say stop loss, it means if it hits 25, sell it because you don't want to ride it down, right? If it breaks, if the trend breaks. But the trend is still up as long as we remain over this 50-week moving average here. So I got to stop on power at 25. I mean, it's just consolidating here. I'm going to leave that in the list this week I'd remain a holder of it. I wouldn't necessarily buy it here because I want to see where it breaks. Okay, it looks like it tried to form a green dot, but I'd be a buyer with a stop at 25 if you really want to play power. I personally don't know a lot about it, but it does have a lot of potential for upside. I mean, all the way back to where we were back here in January was around 283%. So not bad, but again, I want to buy. You're buying pretty close to where we got the trigger wave down here at 27. So that pretty much tells you it shouldn't go lower than 25. So if you're in power, remain in it and set a stop loss at 25. As long as that holds, you're in the trade. And again, I'd be waiting until this stochastic RSI on the weekly gets back up here at 100 to take your profits there. Okay. UMA. This one had the weekly dot last week and a nice move from this week so far. That thing's still coming down. I'd probably wait for a pullback on the daily here in a green dot if you wanted to play it. I don't even know what this thing is. We have a research tool over here. I think this was a request the other day. If you type in /info and then the ticker's name, so this is UMA. It looks like, I believe it's a crypto. Yep, it's a crypto. So it's a $300,000 market cap. UMA is a decentralized financial contracts platform to enable universal market access. Sounds good to me. Okay, it looks like it's built on the Ethereum blockchain, so it's about a $300 million market cap. Doesn't look bad. You did get that signal, so that is bullish. Okay, where I would buy it is the next daily green dot. Okay, the next daily green dot. You got the trigger wave down here, right? The big green dot hit right here in April. Okay, at 247. So if you were holding, rip. There was your trade. Okay, there was your trade. Bam. 88% off of that trigger wave right there. Boom. You see how we got the trigger wave? That pretty much tells you, boom, this is the bottom. We're oversold. We're overdone. It came back up. Boom. You could have added on that green dot. You could have added on that green dot. And then, boom, it did the ripski. You got the red dot up here, and you got the white dotted line touching on the daily. And then the weekly is just getting started. So I'd be a holder. Okay. Hopefully you got in on this right at the right time, which would have been right down here at right where we got the big green dot from. Okay, folks, I really want to enter on these big dailies from now on, and not so much the weeklies. The weeklies will just give us confirmation of that direction. But you could see that came May 6th. You see how the weekly dot came May 6th? If you were buying the big green dot, on the indicator, you would have bought April 16th. So the big green dot on the daily chart is always going to come before the weekly. It'll always come before the weekly. It came 2 or 3 weeks before this happened. Okay, it told you, yep, this is the bottom, right? You got the signal right there at, what was that? About $2.50. Your stop loss could have been down there at 210, or it could have been right there at 233. Okay, that was the signal right there. Bang. Okay, enter there. You could have entered on the first green candle. Yes, it came down a little bit. Okay, it came down, but what did we do? We put in a double bottom, we bounced, and then we ripped. I mean, folks, that's a massive trade. You had to wait 3 weeks to make 80% on your trade. That was a beautiful, beautiful play there. Okay, beautiful play there. And I'd be continuing to hold this. So this isn't looking to buy this week. That's holding. I'm holding my UMA position there. I'm holding on to that one. Okay. So here's SOUN. Trigger wave came on this down here on the 18th. Okay, where was that? That was right into our what? Our 200-day moving average on the daily chart. Okay, so what happened there? It bounced, okay, at 346. Green dot, you got 2 opportunities right there to add. Okay, when you get a big green dot on a daily chart, it means we're close. Normally what I want to do is I want to wait for the first green candle, especially if it's a big drawdown like this. And then I want to move my stop loss, and I want to set my stop loss at the bottom of the candle that we got it on. The bottom of the green candle we're getting the dot on, right? Maybe a little bit below that. For example, this one would have been around 3. I would have put it at probably 365. I would have been less conservative and put it at those lows at 350, meaning as long as we don't break 350, right, this trend is up here. This trend is up, okay? It looks good. And I'd continue to be a holder of this, and I would look to sell. Okay, you got a green dot here on the weekly. So I'd move my stop loss up to the bottom of the weekly candle right there at 468. Okay, so as long as that holds, okay, we're in an uptrend and we're continuing to go up here. Okay, I like it. I like it. As long as the dot is green on the weekly, we should remain holders of the name. Okay, 460. I'm going to call it 450. Put it at 450. Okay, you never want to do the exact level because that's what everybody does, and smart money can push your bid down and fill your stop loss. Okay, and I'll show you guys how to set a stop loss here on ICP. I'll show you how I did that. Get trailing stop loss. So I'd set it at 450 on SOUN again. That signal came down there in April. Next, we got RNDR. This one had it last week. So again, you get the signal right there. Boom, your stop loss at the bottom of that green candle. Call it 850. I'd probably put it at 849. And we're pulling back a little bit here. I'd remain a holder of this name. And you could use a stop. Yeah, I'd use it at that weekly. That weekly candle we got the dot on. But again, where's the stochastic? It's pointing straight up here. So I'd continue to hold RNDR here. Okay, continue to hold RNDR. I missed my buying opportunity, right? I missed my buying opportunity on RNDR. I should have been buying down here in this area. Okay, boom, there was a nice green dot there, but that was the trigger wave right there. That said, boom, that is the low. Okay, you can see an example of a trigger wave that didn't trigger. Okay, it came on that. This is why you set a stop loss, folks. Okay, this is why you set a stop loss at the bottom of the green candle there. Because if we break, right, this is what happens and you get crushed. Okay, you got to stop yourself out. Okay, you got to stay. If the green dot's coming, that's the level you're playing. You're playing that this is the bottom. Okay, it comes on this candle, this last candle, that's the bottom. I would have called it 725 there. Okay, boom. What happened? Nice big rip there. Okay, 50% move off of that green dot there. Bang. Okay, nice move there, and that also triggered on the weekly as well. So I'm going to remain a holder of RNDR, and I'm going to wait till this gets closer to that 100 line. Okay, or we get back up here on the daily. Again, I'd set my stop loss around 9. I'd set it at 925 here. 925. I don't think 925 will break. If it breaks, wonderful. Okay, I'm going to take my profits because, again, I was getting in down here on the daily. Okay, I was getting in before the green dot happened. Okay, here's MSOS. I cashed out on this one this week. This is a Was a really, really good trade for me. I had a $2,500 profit on this. Okay, 2,600. Took me about 2 weeks. Let me go over that trade real quick for you guys. That was the same thing. I saw this green dot here form on the weekly. I actually got in before the green dot. I was actually in around here. I was in around this area. I think I entered on the 26th or the 25th. It popped up like 25% in one day. I didn't take profits and it flushed, but I continued to hold. Why did I continue to hold? Because I knew we were still in an uptrend. Okay, that green dot right there came on the 29th. That was my stop loss at 839. Okay, that was my stop loss around there. It was probably 825. Okay, because again, as long as the trend is up, right? As long as this trend is above the 200 week on the daily, okay, our mean, right? If that's what we're referencing on the daily chart, this is where I want to be buying. Okay, this is where I want to be buying. You see a big trigger wave came right there, bang. This one didn't quite get the trigger, but it got that dot there, and I saw on the weekly chart we were also coming down into the 50. You see how we were sitting right on the 50. When I saw we were sitting on the 50, that's when I bought it, right? Because we were making a higher high right there. What I mean by a higher high is we were bouncing at a higher level than we bounced last, okay? Up, down, bounce. Higher high, okay, when we bounce right there, and we were bouncing directly off the 50-week moving average. I'm telling you, a lot of traders use these moving averages, and they reference them, okay, especially smart money. Smart money always wants to know what the direction is, okay? So I bought, and I didn't sell anything like an idiot when it went up 30%, so I had to hold through this dip, and then it popped back up to like 1060. I ended up selling at about 1040. Again, it was a trade from $8. I think my average cost was $8.30 on my first entry, and then I entered again right around here, right around this area. When we dipped back down, we had this pullback, because I knew the trend was up. They were just flushing people out. And then, boom, I took profits right around here. It was just kind of a feeling thing. You know, I like to listen to my intuition when it comes to trading, not just use analysis. But I'm not saying this thing can't bounce again. But I wanted to take my $2,500 and take my profits and go find the next trade. So that was how I cashed that one out. I called that entry out in Discord a number of times. Okay, I said, boom, we're coming down into the 50. Bang, I told you guys my stance, and it worked out pretty well. Okay, and we'll see if it has some continuation next week. Stop loss on it's probably around $9 right now. If I can get it closer to 9, I might re-enter this week. So I'm going to keep that one on the list. There's TRB. This thing was freaking just did the ripski, dude. Look at that trigger wave down there. May 1st, it called it right there at 44. Okay, massive pump there, dude. Massive. Okay, 200 and almost 200% move off that trigger wave. Again, if you're entering on these big green dots, folks, those are the best times to enter. Okay, best time to enter is on the big green dot on the daily or the weekly if you're a weekly chart investor. Okay, the daily is the one I want to start focusing on a lot more because I look at these charts and I see these signals down here. Okay, the big ones, look, they only come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times since December on TRB. Okay, and they netted it a massive. You were entering right here at 48. You entered again here at around 50. Rip 200% on. You put in $10,000 right here. You make 20 grand in the matter of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. I'll take it, folks. I'll take it. So I'm looking for some continuation on TRB this week. Okay, we'll see where the dot comes, but I watch this list. I check this list every single day. Okay, every single day I'm checking this list. Let's see where TRB is on the weekly. Okay, and again, we just crossed that line there, so I think there could be some continuation, right? We're going to get a new candle, so this is going to move next week. I'd probably look for this thing to top out at maybe $200, or at least go back up and try to test 200. That's a nice doji there. Okay, if you wanted to play that doji, just set a stop loss at 100. But you're getting a golden cross here on it, and I would look to enter on the next daily. It could be a small or a big one. I would be interested in see where the small one comes. So I'm actually going to set up an alert. This is just going to be for me because I only call out the big ones on the daily and the weekly ones in our alerts. But I want to set this one for me personally. So that's going to send me an email. But again, if you guys are part of the Discord, if you guys aren't a member, you guys can get more information about the membership by watching this video here under the membership tab. But we get these alerts over here, and we're still going to hit all these today as well. And go over some setups. But if you guys want to set an alert on the indicator, just right-click, hit Add Alert. And then, again, I use the big green on the daily chart. and the small green dot on the weekly chart. And I just set one for TRB on a daily just because I want to see where it prints. But that's a big breakout over that. Right when we break out, when those two lines cross like that, that's extremely bullish. It's called a golden cross. That happened back there in September about 2023, and it's happening again right now. You can see you're getting that cross right here. So if it comes down to like 92, I would really want to buy it. So I'm just paying attention to where the next green dot comes from, and I'm going to get that alert emailed to me. DJT. Okay, DJT is Donald Trump's new media company. We had a green dot show on the weekly on May 6th there. That was at about 43. We saw this doji candle. Okay, I was really wanting to buy this right around here, around our mean, in our 50-week moving average at like 28. Would have made 100%. But, it's just sitting right there on the 50. I want to buy it as close to that as possible. This one's trading really wonky and very volatile right now. So what I'm waiting for on DJT is the green dot signal. You can see this one came here. Big green dot, 25. Ripped up. That was 100% on your money, dude. Massive move there off that trigger wave. Okay, big green dots, folks. Those are the ones, baby. Those are the ones. Okay, I like them a lot better than the weekly, dude. I've learned a lot about Market Cipher, and I know that the big green dots are the most accurate. Big green circles are the most accurate. Okay, the small ones, okay, for example, the small ones, like this one wouldn't have been called out, this one wouldn't have been called out, that one wouldn't have been called out. They only get called out when they're oversold, meaning the blue wave is way down here, and that shaded area is popped up. Okay, that's when they come in. Okay, and that would have been a beautiful trade right there near our 200 EMA. Again, our EMA, our 200 daily EMA. That's where we're looking to buy. We want to buy around that on the daily chart when we're getting the big green dot there. Okay, beautiful strategy here. Beautiful strategy. And DJT, I want this thing to come down a little bit more. So, again, waiting on that big green dot signal from DJT. I want to keep an eye on this one and just see what it does. And then AMC, right? Everybody's talking about AMC and GME. This is hilarious. Twitter's going absolutely insane up here at $12 on AMC. Everybody's saying, diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. We're holding forever. 64% drop on it. They got crushed. So this is a big reason why I do this channel, guys. Because I just feel like there's not a lot of people who oppose what the herd is talking about. Again, I don't want to buy when Twitter's talking about it. If I'm buying when Twitter's talking about it, I am too late. I am too late. Okay? We want to buy when everybody gets crushed. We want to buy a big old dip. I'm not saying AMC can't be a buying opportunity here. I'm actually going to set up an alert on this one on the daily as well to alert me. Okay, and then also on the GME. So that'll be small green dots. You guys could set these for yourself if you have the indicator. Again, I only call out the big ones for the Discord for our members over here because I truly believe they are the most accurate. They have the best odds of earning you a positive return if you're not greedy and you know when to take profits. Again, we're taking profits when we get up in this area, right? If you're an AMC buyer and you're buying up here, you're a sheep. Yeah, it spiked and went up to 65. This is GME. But again, I just seen some really bad tweets about people being diamond hands. I'm not saying this thing can't reverse, but now that GME has dropped from 66 all the way down 70%, right? That's a 70% drop. If you were a sheep and you were buying on Tuesday when everybody's going nuts about it up here at 67, you put in 10,000 up here, you have $3,000. You just lost 70% of your position in the matter of 3 days. Because again, you're not using technical analysis. You're buying with the sheep. The sheep buy the news. The smart money sells the news. Okay? The smart money sells the news. The sheep buy up here. The smart money sell up here. Smart money can't sell unless they got people buying. Meaning they can't sell their GameStop position unless you or me are buying it. Okay? So, folks, we just want to buy low and sell high. That's the goal here. So that's the watch list just from last week. I'm keeping all those on there. Let's look at these alerts, folks. Let's find some setups. Let's see what's happening. XDC gave a weekly green dot this week. This one's not on Coinbase, but this one on the weekly does not look bad at all. It's right into the 200. What I do, well, it looks like it faded there. So it kind of went away. But the trade on this is right there at 0.033. That's your stop loss if you're playing that signal. Again, it came on the chart and it went away. Okay, this one netted a pretty nice trade back here, but I would definitely be using that stop loss at 0.033 if you're going to play XDC here off that dot. MPC. This one gave MPC gave one on the daily. Yeah, so that one's down here. The stochastic down here. So the level to watch on MPC is going to be 159. Okay, that's right there at our... that is right... I don't know why that triggered. That's like a false signal right there. Triggered on the daily chart. I don't think it did. I don't think it did, dude. I think that was a... Oh, it was on the daily. I'm sorry, I was looking at a weekly. Yeah, daily chart. So you can see, boom. There's your green dot on the daily. So what you want to do is move your stop loss up to the previous candle. Call it 171.50. Okay, and you're using a 3-cent stop loss or 3% stop loss, folks. You're risking nothing. The biggest thing about being a trader, folks, and I think a lot of people don't understand, is it's about protecting your capital. That's the biggest thing. You want to protect it. Okay, meaning you only want a 3% loss. If this dot is wrong, you're only going to lose 3%. You're not going to lose 50, 60, 70% like you saw in some of those guys over there on GME. You're not going to lose 70% because you're using a stop loss and you're buying when it's oversold and you're buying when you're getting the best possible signal from the trading indicator. This looks like a beautiful trade. Okay, and I'm putting that one in the look at a buy list. This is an energy play. Okay, and I like it too because the weekly stochastic, again, our macro chart here, the stochastics on the floor. So MPC is definitely a buy this week. I'm going to put that one at the top of the list so far for this week. We got Algo with a big green dot on the daily. Okay, a big green dot on the daily. So boom, what do we get right there? Banger. Okay, rip. Where's our stop loss? 17. 17 cents is the trade here. Again, how much are you risking to the downside? 6%. A 6% loss to the downside there at 17. Okay, green dot, rip it. Okay, rip it. 17 cents with your stop loss. Yes, we are below the 200, but we're kind of consolidating. That's a triple bottom right there. Okay, so Algo's also going to be a buy this week. Okay, I'm adding that one into the list as well. Okay, 17 cents has to be your stop loss. Let me show you guys how to set a stop loss if you don't know how to do one. So I use Coinbase to trade my crypto. Okay, my portfolio is up quite a bit over the last year. I think I'm up over $2,000 on it. But a stop loss can be set. I use advanced in Coinbase. So if you don't have a Coinbase account, you can just start one and you have to switch over to advanced. But for example, I got a stop loss order set on ICP here. Okay, ICP stop loss. My stop loss level on ICP is going to be when it breaks the 9 EMA on the hourly chart, which it's kind of trying to do here. I might get stopped out on it. I think I had a stop loss set at like, I can't even remember what it was, but I'm going to use 320 as my stop loss. I think it was down here. Yeah, 320 is my stop loss. So if that level breaks, we'll most likely come back down to like 13 something. But I want to protect my capital. I want to lock in my profits, right? Okay, and we're getting pretty close here on the daily as well, and we're coming up into that 50. So I want to say if this breaks below 320, so if it hits 318, I'm going to set an order to sell it for 315, and I'm going to lock in my profits. You can see over here I'm up about $2,000 since I took a position on it. So I'm going to go ahead and set an alert and show you how to do it. Okay, so if I click on the asset, I'm going to come over here to sell, and I'm going to use a stop limit order. So the stop price is when it hits this level, convert it to an order. So I'm going to put 13.15. So if it comes down here and it breaks below 320, okay, so if it hits 318, I'm going to sell it for 315. And it'll probably sell for 317 or so, but I'm just locking in my profits, right? I'm locking in my profits off of that if it breaks down, because it could keep going. I don't know which directions it's going to go. Okay, I'm looking at the 4 hour though, and it looks like it's probably going to crack down here. Okay, it looks like it probably wants to crack down. So I'm using that 318 level just in case. Okay, so I'm going to hit sell, and that's my stop loss level. Again, that is one of our trading rules over here, folks. You got to use a stop loss. You have to use a stop loss. Okay, and know how to lose. Know how to take your profits. Again, I'm down here. I'm in at $12. I'm up 17% right now. I don't want to get greedy, and if it falls all the way back down to 350, okay, I could just re-enter if I wanted to. But we played the ICP daily. Okay, I called this out over here in May. That was the candle we were entering on, around $12. Okay, and I knew my stop loss was right there at 1140, because if that broke, that green dot would have went away and printed a red. Okay, and now we're ripping, and we're getting pretty close here on the daily. Since I entered on a daily chart, I want to reference this. Okay, reference the daily stochastic here to at least take 50% of my profits. But I think this thing has some room to run. It definitely could. And I'm not going to sell right now. I'm just going to use that stop loss level. So make sure you guys are using your stop losses. Okay, if you're in profits, set a stop loss. Okay, if you don't know how to set a stop loss, I know that was a pretty brief tutorial, but there's a ton of videos online that you can use. So Algo's a buy this week. Suku, I looked at this one earlier this week too. This one doesn't look bad either, folks. Okay, this one's that one gave you the big green dot down there on May 17th. So if you want to play this, I really like it from a daily perspective, but the weekly kind of looks like it's still a falling knife at the moment. Again, we're not down here on the zero line on the stochastic. So I don't know that I'm buying this just yet, but if you did want to play that signal, set a stop loss at 12 cents. 12 cents is going to be your stop loss there off the signal. Again, you're risking a very, very small amount on this. You're talking about maybe 5% to the downside there. Stochastics on the floor. It looks good. Okay, I'm going to add this one into the list as well. And again, I'll be sharing this list with you guys over here in the Discord after we get through it. SPA, Sparix. Okay, that one's also bouncing off of the 200 as well. My stop loss on that big green dot right there is going to be 0.011. Okay, this one's also a buy this week as well. I like that it's bouncing right there on the 200. Aurora, USD. This one got delisted from Coinbase. I don't like that. I'm not playing that. Those lines are crossing. I don't like it. Math, MATH. Okay, again, if the lines are crossing in the downward direction, that's not a good thing. When Coinbase delists your project, that's not a good thing. Okay, that's not a good thing. Okay, and that happened not too long ago. This is Math. Math was a name that got called out by Tim a while ago, and that was before this big move happened. Tim nailed that. Okay, you got the big green dot. When did you get the big green dot here, folks? Boom. On the 7th, right there at 18 cents. What did it do? It did the ripski, folks. I'm talking about 17 all the way up to 90. Shout out to Tim, dude. 400% racker. That thing was called out by Tim Tebow inside the Discord. If you got in on it, congratulations. 400% is no joke. That's one of the biggest trades that's been called out in the channel, I believe. So kudos here. It's giving you another buying opportunity here. I need a stop loss at 35, though. Okay, it's one you could play. Okay, I don't see why you couldn't play it here. Okay, off the signal. Again, the big green dot is the most accurate dot that you could play. So you got an easy trade set up here at 35 cents on Math, a low cap coin here. I like it. I'm adding that one to the list. Okay, very, very low risk on that one. I'm probably putting that one second today. We got Ave giving a big green dot on the daily. Okay, that one's also down below the 50. Those lines cross. So this one's not really my favorite. It's below the 50 week as well. So again, one of our trading rules is to only buy assets that are trending above the 50 week, and this one is now below it. Okay, so I just don't like it. I don't like when it's down below. We got the golden cross to the downside, so this one really needs to break out. Plus, where the stochastic is on the daily, I'm not looking to play that one this week. FIS. Okay, again, folks, the whole goal is to buy low and sell high. Okay, in regards to every indicator that we have. Here's FIS. Staffy is what this one's called. So this one's sitting right on the 50 right now, too. This one's going to be a buy this week as well. I like this chart. I'm going to go ahead and put this one number 3 on the week. So MPC, that's a stock, so it's a lot lower cap, but I really like this setup. For me, the setup on this one is one of the best. Okay, one of the best I've seen. Okay, and Fizz looks good. Fizz actually is better than Math in my opinion here. Okay, it just needs to break out here. We need to get a big pump. Okay, I do like the big green dot there on the chart. And again, I just set that stop loss. Well, the daily is... Okay, you're sitting right on the 50 there. You just got to use a stop loss at 42. Okay, 42 is your stop. You could even probably move that thing up to around 44. Math's above Fizz on that one. Math's above Fizz. BIT, big green dot on the daily here. Okay, big green dot down there. So your stop loss is going to be right there at 94. 94 is your stop. Okay, this one looks good too. What's the weekly saying? Weekly's still coming down there. So weekly support's going to be at about 90. Make sure this one holds 90 cents. Okay, that level right there. As long as that holds, you're good. I'd be a buyer of this name too. Looking to buy that one. Near on the weekly. Near on the weekly. Okay, daily looks a little overextended here for me on near. Okay, this thing's just slowly grinding up here. You have the weekly dot there. You got to hold 650 on this one. Okay, doesn't look the greatest. Again, my buy signals now, folks, are going to be these green, big green dots down here. The weekly greens are just confirmation of a trend, maybe even sometimes a sell signal. It just depends on what kind of market we're in. Okay, if you're playing this weekly dot, you got to use a stop loss at 650. 650 is your stop loss. But again, if you were entering off the big green on the daily, you were entering right here on the 17th. Okay, right there at 5, you're up 50% right now. Okay, that was the trade. That was the trade right there. Beautiful trade. Beautiful trade there on near. So this one's a buy, but you got to use a stop loss at 650. So the weekly dots are going to come with more risk, but you got to use a stop again at 650 there on near. We got IOTEX with a big daily. IOTEX with a big daily dot. Let's go back to the daily here. Let me get rid of these. Okay, IOTEX, that one's bouncing right there on the 200 as well. I'm a buyer of this name too. Okay, what's the weekly say? Weekly sitting right on that 50 weeks. So I'm taking an entry there on IOTEX. That came on the 16th. So 0.045 is going to be your stop loss on this one. IOTX USD. Boom. That one is in the looking to buy list. And I'm moving that one up probably above Fizz just because I like the fact that we're bouncing right on that 50-week moving average on IOTEX. I think that one looks real good. You'll probably see a green dot come on the weekly chart here in the next couple of weeks. As long as that level holds, right? As long as our 0.045 level holds. Here's PYR. Okay, again, we're way down here below. We're below our moving average, so just not interested in that one. It has to be above the moving average. Has to be. Okay, also coming down there below it. Use a stop loss on this one at 64. Doesn't look the greatest to me. Okay, stochastics up here. I don't like POLS here. SPA, we covered math. We covered flow. And again, folks, these signals are pretty rare. So flow's got the signal at about 80. Make sure it holds 80 cents. Where's the weekly? Okay, weekly's sitting a little bit below that level as well. Okay, I'd use a stop loss at 80 cents if you want to play flow there. VLOW. Okay, this one doesn't look bad. I'd use a stop loss on this one at, 12 cents. This one ran really hard in the last leg up. So if you're playing this one for a bounce, 12 cents is your stop. Okay, VLOW USD, that's where we're getting the signal there off of the indicator. Again, the big green dots are the most bullish. Okay, make sure she holds 12 cents there on VLOW. That one looks good, and that one is getting added to the list. Metis. Metis has got a big green dot there. Let's move this stop loss up to 53. Okay, we're coming right into it, so we need a pump like this week and fast. That's sitting right on the 50-week. So I'm going, if I'm playing Metis for the long term, right, if I want to trade it, 53 is my level I'm watching. That's the level that needs to hold. Okay, the trade is 53 being the bottom. If 53 is not the bottom, we're wrong and we're going to correct. Okay, 53 is the level. That's a buy this week again. We're playing the signals, folks. AI is calling these out, not me. Okay, I just know how to trade them because we need to use stop losses. If that green dot is correct, that means we should not break below 53. Okay, and I do like the fact that it's sitting right on our 50-week moving average right there. Right on the mean there, folks. So 53 is your stop on Metis. That one is in the playlist there. Ave we covered. Aurora we covered. Here's Mobile. This one has something to do with HNT. Hint. And you're getting a daily dot there. You got that actually on the 16th. And now it's up around 20%. Stop loss on that's going to be at 0.017. Okay, kind of below the 50-week there. One thing I want to take a look at on this is Hint, HNT. And this thing's just consolidating here. Just really consolidating. I put a stop loss at 434 on this. I don't know which direction this is going to break. Okay, it had a green dot show up on this candle, but then it got flushed on. So 434 has to be the level to watch on HNT. Mobile, I'm not a huge fan of the fact that it's below our 50 weeks, so that's a little too much risk for me this week. I'm not looking to buy that one. INJ USD. Again, guys, we got to be picky about our trades here. INJ also gave you the big signal here, but where are we? We're down below our average. So stop loss is 20, but I'm just not looking to take a position on that. I want to buy the big green dots above the 200-day. Okay, above the 200-day. If you want to play it, set a stop loss at 2050 on INJ, but I'm not touching that one. Here's Rari. I think this is going to be a good one here. Yes. Okay, big green dot there. We got that confirmation. 270 is my stop on this one. This is one of my favorite ones. I'll show you guys the weekly chart here in just a second, but this one's going up at the top near math. I'm probably going to put this one over math there. That's going to be number 2 on the day. Okay, that's going to be number 2 on the day. It is still coming down on the weekly there, but as long as 270 holds, this trade is on. The risk on it right now is around 8%, and all the way back to the top is 100%. So that's a 10-to-1 trade right there. If we go back to all-time highs at 6, okay, I really like it. 270 is your stop loss, so set it at like 265, and then make it go off if it hits 260 or something. Okay, 265 is going to be the stop, but the level to watch is where we bounced right here. There was 1 trigger wave. There was 2 trigger waves. Okay, that looks good. The trend is strong, right? We're above our 200-week or our 200-day moving average, which means we're in an uptrend. We're trading with the trend, not against the trend. We're not buying during this time. Okay, only the sheep buy during this time, and then the sheep really buy during this time right here. Oh my God, it went up to freaking 5. Let's buy it. Let's not buy it at 1. Let's buy it at 5. Twitter's talking about it. Okay, that's the mindset of the sheeple. Okay, of the investors. Okay, we want to get in before that happens. We want to buy at the perfect time. The perfect time to buy is on these daily big green dots or the weekly green dots if you're trading a weekly chart. Okay, look where this last one came on Rari here on the 24th. Boom, $1.42. Did the Ripsky up to 6. How much is that? How much is that? 317. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, I like this one here. 270. That's gonna be my that'll be my number 2. I'm gonna put number 2. I just think MPC looks really good here. Okay, I know that's not a big huge trade there, but that's a really nice dot there. And IOTEX looks good. So far, like these 5 right here are my favorite. Rari, Suku we covered. I think I covered that one, yep. Okay, I do like this one. Okay, I do like that big green dot right there. So I want to see this thing consolidate and hold 12. And Suku is going to go up there toward Rari too. I really like this one too. Again, we're above our 200 week. We're getting a big oversold dot here. Doesn't mean we have to reverse, but we can play it. Okay, if I'm gonna buy on any day, it's gonna be the day I get the big green dots. That's when I'm buying my assets that I want to own. And Suku is very bullish. Okay, had a big old move. I'm not saying it can't come down here to 9 cents, but that's why we set a stop loss here again. Big green dots are the best times to buy. That came on the 17th, which was yesterday. Okay, and boom, you're getting it right here. So that's my number 3 pick there, Suku, off that big green dot. ARB. Okay, nah, I mean, you could play the double bottom here, right? Big dip down, and then it's bottoming there, but it just looks weak to me. It just looks weak. I don't understand the fundamentals. Okay, you might want to just wait on a big green dot on the weekly on this one, but the daily just ugly. Okay, way below the 200. I just don't like it. I'm not saying it can't bounce, but I don't know. A lot of people have been talking about the fundamentals of that one. I'm just not a fundamental trader. I'm a technical trader. If something's in a downtrend, I don't want to buy it. I don't care if it's the greatest company in the world or greatest crypto in the world. If it's in a downtrend, I just don't want to be a part of it. And I know it's in a downtrend when it breaks below this 200 here on the daily, or if it breaks below the 50 on the weekly. FLR don't look bad. That got a signal. Okay, that one's going on the list. Okay, bada bing, bada boom. Okay, money, dude. Okay, that signal came right there at, what was that? That was the 16th. That was Thursday. So my stop loss on a trade on this is 0.025, but that one's going right up there. Okay, I really like this one too. And it's getting close to that 50-week as well. Again, stochastics on the floor here. Wonderful. I want to buy every big green dot I get the opportunity to buy here. Okay, bang. I was buying right there. Kind of in the same range. Right here, kind of in the same range. Okay, now I'm just waiting for a big breakout. Okay, is the pump coming or what, folks? Are we in a bull trap or is the pump coming? It doesn't matter because I got my stop loss set at 0.025. I'm protecting my capital. Okay, protecting. If I'm wrong and this isn't if this isn't a leg up, fine. I got my stop loss set. I'm willing to lose. Okay, we are willing to lose 7%. Just don't go all in, right? Just be mindful of your position. And if this breaks out like it did back here, boom, you're going to capitalize. But if you're worried about the bull trap and the bear trap and you're stuck on the fence and you're not acting, you're never going to do anything. The person that wins is the person in the arena, folks. The person in the arena, not critiquing other people or saying it's a bull trap or a bear trap or whatever. It's good to be mindful of that stuff, but when it comes to technicals, folks, you can't listen to the noise. Okay, if I'm buying around my average price, around my mean, okay, around this level right here, okay, around this level, right? I want to buy right in this area. I don't care what anybody's saying about the fundamentals, about anything else, about what the economy's going to do. If it's on the average and I'm getting my signal, I'm buying it. And I'm taking that risk. And you can even move your stop loss up to 0.026 and risk even less. Okay, that's like nothing. Right there at those green candles, we get the breakout. That should continue. But you did get that signal there on Thursday on, what was that, FLR? Yeah, and it is coming down into the 50 weeks. So the 50 weeks sitting at around, 2.5 is your true stop, like I said, but 50 weeks right around that level. So you're buying pretty close to the mean there on FLR. And that's a new layer 1 blockchain that I found in the last bull run. Here's LMWR. Okay, I only want to cover the ones from the week, folks. LMWR is coming down on the weekly there, but the daily is bouncing right on that 200. So here's an easy trade too. Okay, 70 cents is your stop loss on this one. That's less than 10%. Again, you're buying the big green dot there. You're buying the breakout opportunity, and you're setting the stop loss at, I'd call it 69 cents. If it breaks below 69, okay, the trend is going to be over. But this is the first time this thing's pulled back into the 200 since it's been a thing. I think this one looks good, and I'm going to go ahead and add this one in as well. Okay, that's a real nice. Shoot, I can't. This one isn't on Coinbase. I don't think. Nope, not on Coinbase. So I can't even buy that thing, but that does look good. So I'm going to take this off my list just because, unfortunately, I can't buy it on Coinbase. But 70 cents looks. I mean, that's a perfect bounce. I mean, look at this. Bounce into the 50, rip. Bounce into the 50. What do we get? Big green dot, rip. Bounce into the 50, big green dot, rip. Okay, what are we getting here? Bounce into the 200 now. Okay, the 200 is just as strong as the moving average as that, in my opinion. But we're getting that big green dot. So just make sure it holds 69 cents. 69 cents has to be your stop loss. If you're not setting a stop loss, you're not a ideal trader, right? You shouldn't be trading if you can't set a stop loss and take your losses like a man or a woman, whatever you are. Okay, 69 cents, meaning this level has to hold off of this dot in order for this dot to be correct. If this dot is incorrect, we know when it breaks 70 cents. Okay, so I'd set a stop loss at 69. LMWR looks good. I'd leave that on my list if I could buy it, but it's not on Coinbase, so it's not on my list. Here's ENS. And I'm only going to do the names from this week. Okay, this one's trying to go as well. Look at this. This one came on Wednesday right there, and boom, that thing's up around 10, 12%. Okay, and we're coming into that 50 weeks. So 1350 is the level that you should have been playing, right? You can move your stop loss up as the chart goes up, so you can use 1421 as the stop. Okay, if you don't want to get stopped out, I keep it down here at 1324. But protect your capital, right? Protect your gains in case you do get flushed on. Okay, but that was a signal there. I'm not looking to buy that again. I'm 4 days too late. I want to buy the day of the big green dot when it happens. And again, all these names on the list we follow get called out over here in the alerts. You guys can set up your own alerts if you want to, if you have the indicator. But if you don't have the trading indicator, just come over here to Overkill Alerts and you get all of these. Okay, you get all of these. ALCX. And these are just names on our watch list that we've gotten through requests and other names. So that's coming up into the 200 here. My stop loss on that's 2180. What's the weekly chart look like? That one's down below the 50 there. So I'm just not interested in trading stuff down below our moving average. I just don't like to. It's just part of my rules that I just don't like to break. So we got a million signals, right? I want to narrow it down to like 5 to 10 every week. VET, and again, I'm buying the day I get these signals if I like it. Just like how I bought on ICP back here. Okay, that was the signal I was buying. Why did I buy that? Again, because I seen that it was bouncing right on the moving average and giving me one of the most bullish signals I've ever seen. Okay, so this thing's just continuing to grind up now, sitting at 330. I'm going to sell and take some off the table when we hit this. That'll probably be tomorrow or Monday when that happens. But I got a stop loss set right now that if it goes down to 318, I'm going to cash in my 15% gain and go laughing to the bank. I mean, I'm up $2,000 in 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So, folks, I'm not greedy. I try my hardest not to be greedy. It's one of the 7 sins. Lock in gains when it makes sense, right? Lock in gains when it makes sense. Have a set of rules, right? If you don't have a set of rules and you're trading, you probably shouldn't be trading, okay? Because 90% of people fail at this profession, so what makes you special? In my opinion, what makes us special is we follow a plan. We stick to our rules, okay? VeChain don't look bad at all here. This one actually got the big green dot back here on the 15th. That was Wednesday. Okay, we had a little run up. So this thing's trying to continue its move, but the stop loss is going to be around, I mean, you probably got to move that thing up now to 0.034. What's the weekly saying? And the weekly's right down there into the 50, folks. The weekly's right down there into the 50. I'd like that thing to come down to 0.29, but I don't think it's going to happen. Okay, that's a beautiful bounce. I'd be entering in this area and using a stop loss at 0.032. Okay, and that's playing on the weekly too, coming down into the 50. Okay, that looks really, really good. Again, stochastic weekly's down here on the floor at 0. Okay, and the daily is giving you the big green dot signal here at about 3 cents, 0.034. So 0.032 looks like solid support to me. As long as that's your level, we even got the double bottom and hit, boom, and then hit again, and now we're sitting right on our moving average. So I'm going to be a buyer of VeChain this week. I actually rolled my position into ICP once I got the signal on that. So I rolled all my crypto positions into one just to it makes managing it a lot easier, in my opinion. It is good to diversify, but if you're using stop losses, okay, diversification doesn't really matter all that much. Here's XLM. This one gave the daily. I like that the weekly's getting down here. Okay, we could come down to 9 cents on this one, but it did give you the big daily here. So what I do on this one is set a stop loss at around 10 cents. Okay, it's up there on the stochastic on the daily, not my favorite looking thing. But 10 cents is the new stop loss off of this. So if it pulls back to 10.5 or 10.4, you could buy it. But it's below our average right now. So I'm not interested in holding that position again. GST USD. That one's sitting right near the average as well. What's the weekly say on this? That's just ugly to me. Okay, just ugly to me. FIDA. FIDA's down below the 50 as well. Not interested in that. GAL, USD, GAL. Okay, that one's above the 50. Let's go to the daily now. Okay, that one gave you the big green dot there on Wednesday. Okay, we had a massive amount of signals go off Wednesday. So $3 is the stop loss on this. GAL. I don't know what this one is. Again, we have a research tool over here for you guys. If you go /info and then you just type in the ticker, it'll tell you what it is and what it does. I believe it's this one here. So that's a $406 million coin, Web3 infrastructure, and digital identity network. Interesting. Project Galaxy. That's actually not the USD /info GAL USD. Huh. Interesting. I don't think that one's popping up over there. But your stop loss has to be at 3. The technicals, right? The signal's coming right there at 3 cents, so that's where your stop loss is. You can move this thing up as time goes on. Okay, you can move it up to 332 right there. But stochastic's getting pretty close to the floor. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, it looks really good. Stop loss, yeah, I'd use a stop at $3 on that one. I'd probably add this one into the list, but I would have liked to buy it over here on Tuesday when we got the signal rather than up another 10%. Okay, again, the best time to buy on the names you want to own, in my opinion, is when we're bouncing on that moving average. Boom. That was my entry right there on Gal. Bang. Okay, so that one's in the list as well. What else we got? Okay, tons of signals going off on Wednesday. Just a massive amount. XYO. Okay, also bouncing at a nice spot. 0.007's level to watch. I'd be a buyer of this name this week too. We're sitting right on the 50 week here, folks. I'm going to call this one out for you guys. Okay, this one looks good. Okay, I'll put this in charts over here. Bang. And by the way, look at this Bitcoin candle right there. That is a very, very bullish candle. So if Bitcoin decides to do the rippity-dippity here, folks, we're going to be in business. But that is a massive reversal candle there. Okay, big boy candle. Even this candle right here, extremely bullish. That's a bull hammer. Okay, if you guys don't know what a bull hammer is, it's when it gets shoved down and the buyers suck it right back up. And we're getting the continuation off of that as well. So we're not out of the woods yet. If we break 70K, folks, I think things are going to get crazy. But looking at XYO here, I like this one. This one's going to be on the list. This is actually one of my top buys. I'm going to put this one up there with Rari. I'll put that one probably right below Rari. XYO, I like it because it's sitting on our 50-week moving average. Okay, that light blue line. Okay, just like it pulled back into it here and ripped. Okay, I'm expecting it to do the same thing. The stochastic is also on the floor here. This looks really good. And I'd use a stop loss where we got our big green dot signal right here at 0.073. Okay, so that's not a very big risk. That's like a 3 or 4% risk. Okay, all the way back up to here is a massive move. Okay, 97% back to where we were trading at over here back in March. Okay, stop loss is 0.007. That's an easy trade setup. My number 3 on the day. Mask, M-A-S-K. I believe we covered this one. No. USD. Yep. Okay, again, below the 50, not my favorite trade. The support level on that would be 322, but not interested in that one. AERO. Another one that did the Ripski. Okay, I don't like it. I don't like it. This doesn't look good. Uni with a big green dot on the daily this week. Okay, look at that. Boom, that one's netting you. Okay, that one looks like it wants to continue. Okay, I put the stop loss now at about $7. Make sure it holds 7. I'd be a buyer uni here. Where's the 50? Okay, we're sitting right on the 50 here. Okay, $7 is your stop loss on a trade off that big green daily dot. Okay, bada bing, bada boom. Came on Wednesday. Again, that's when we're entering on the day of. So the day you see your alert come over here on your name, that's when you want to buy. Or the day you see it come on your own alerts. Okay, we follow about 200 names that we get these signals from. So $7. I'm going to put $6.95 is the stop on this one, on Uni. Let's see if we get some continuation. The daily is a little bit overdone there on the stochastic, but the weekly is down there on the floor, and we're sitting right on our mean. So we'll see if this holds in the bull. If the bulls are really in control of Uniswap, it's not going to break that $7 level. Okay, I'm a buyer of Uni this week too. Okay, I like Uniswap. Vthor. This is a VeChain altcoin, I believe. Yeah, this thing's just grinding right now. I'm going to put the stop loss 0.027. I think we're really close to a breakout on this name. Really, really close. I'm going to go ahead and be a buyer of this as well, but my stop loss is going to be 0.027. Okay, so again, these signals mean nothing if you guys aren't using a stop loss. Okay, 0.027. I don't think we're going to break that level. I think we're going to see a breakout before that happens, but I'm going to go ahead and add that one to the list as well. That is a buy this week. ZRX. This one had a real nice move. Beautiful move here on ZRX. Okay, look at that ripper. Bada bing, bada boom. Wednesday, you were buying the big green dot on the daily. You're up 33%. Congratulations on that trade, and I just continue to manage my My losses, I'd probably set a stop loss right there at around 54. This is where I'd be on the hourly, kind of timing this thing out. Beautiful, beautiful move here. Looks like it wants more, too. Okay, so I'd be watching. Look at that doji, dude. ZRX, baby. This one is a hold. Okay, you should have been buying off the signal, right? You should have been buying off this signal right here. Boom. The day of the big green dot. That's when you want to buy. Rip. 33% up, and it wants more. Look at this. The stochastic hasn't even come off the floor yet. We're right back down where we were right here in, what was that, January? Look at that. Rip. Went from 30 cents up to $1.40. That's a 500% move. You're getting a doji here, too. ZRX, baby. Holy smokes. Okay, another beautiful looking chart there on ZRX. Okay, and again, I would have liked to enter on this one. Okay, I would have liked to enter on the day, again, the day of the big green dot on the chart. So you got to use a stop at 50 cents on this one if you're entering now. Okay, 50 cents is your stop loss, but this thing looks like it wants more. Just move your stop loss up to 50 if you want to take a position now and play a move like this. Use that stop loss, folks. But that looks really good, and that one is on the looking to buy list this week. Again, I wish we could have got in on the day it came, right? The day we got the signal over here. That was Wednesday. That was Wednesday in our alerts. Okay, the 15th. That was a Wednesday when it went off with all these other ones that we got on Wednesday. These things don't come around very often, folks. So when you see a big old pile of them like this, that's telling you something. That's telling you something. Either the tides are shifting or we're about to get a short squeeze. Okay, here's SEI also bouncing very nicely off of its 50-week there. I'd move my stop loss up to 49 off this one, but you did get that. Look at that. That's a golden dot right there. A golden dot there on the daily. Okay, that is also a buy signal as well. I think that is actually the most bullish one you can get. That is going to be the golden circle, the gold buy, the big golden circle. That's the best one you can get right there on the daily. So that was, boom, at about 49 cents. So make sure 49 holds on this one. Let's look at the weekly. Still kind of a fallen knife at the moment. But if you're playing that big green dot, just make sure it holds 49 cents here. That's your new stop. Beautiful breakout then. We're back above that 200 week. So watch for a breakout on SEI this week. I'm going to go ahead and be a buyer of that. But you got to use a stop loss at 48 if you're going to play that. Here's Rose, ROSE USD. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, another big green dot on Wednesday. Beautiful move here, dude. Beautiful move. Our stop loss, we can move it up to the bottom of this candle at 8.7 now. Protect your capital, protect your capital, protect your capital. Okay? 8.7 is your stop loss on that, but it looks like it wants more. And again, this was below our moving average, so I'm not really interested in playing it because, again, we're trading against the trend right now. Okay? If we're below the 200, we're trading against the trend. So that one's not going on the list, but that was a nice little short squeeze there. Ada Cardano. Yeah. How's everyone doing, by the way? I read all the comments on all my videos in the Discord, guys. I'm very active on this channel. So if you guys got questions or need assistance, I'm happy to help. You can shoot me an email or just leave a comment down below, and I'd get back to you. I think the best thing you could probably do as a trader is be involved in our community we got going on here. We got chat, we got trades, we got watch lists. Okay, you guys can even request charts. I'm going to hit these here after we go through our signals. You get all the signals. We do giveaways. It's a good time over here, and it's free to join. You don't have to be a paid member to be a part of the Discord, but you do have to be a member to get access to all the tools and everything, and all that. All the proceeds go to supporting this channel. So I really appreciate everything, and I like giving back to you guys as well. That's why I do I think we did we did a $1,000 giveaway a couple weeks ago, $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. So I'm not greedy, folks. I just need to eat. That's all. And this stuff takes time. So Ada Cardano also trending down there below the 200. So I'm not going to be a buyer of this one. Ethereum. What's ETH doing? ETH. Giving the signal here. I got that Starlink Wi-Fi now. What's it doing? It's not doing very well here. Again, Cardano's below our moving average, so we don't want to touch it. The weekly's putting in a doji, but again, it's below that 50 weeks. So it's an interesting time, folks. This is why we use stop losses, though, right? That dot came there on Wednesday, like all those other ones did. Your stop loss was from 44 down to 41. You're coming back up into the moving averages. You see how it got rejected right there last time? Flushed on. Okay, watch for that to happen again. If we can break out, if we get some volume going here, the volume's just been really light lately. We get some volume going, which that might come now that Bitcoin and stuff is breaking out. Okay, and Bitcoin's breakout is for real. All these altcoins are going to follow. Okay, all of them are going to follow. We also had a big green dot go off on Ethereum here. That was on the 15th. So again, our stop loss was right there. You can move this up now to around, I'm going to put it at 29.50. Okay, what's the weekly saying on ETH? Still grinding down, but the stochastics on the zero line. Again, if you're playing the big green dot here, playing the reversal, you got to use a stop loss now at 29. If you got in on the day you got the alert, it was going to be 28 right there at the bottom of these candles. Again, you get the signal. That gives you your stop loss level right there. Bang. 28.50 off of that green dot, folks. You're playing that level, meaning if it breaks, you got to be willing to sell and set your stop loss and protect your capital. Let it ride when it's up and move your stop loss up as time goes on, right? That's what I just did on ICP for you guys live a second ago. If you guys don't know how to set a stop loss or why we use stop losses, Google it, okay? Watch a YouTube video or two. It's very, very important as a trader to do. Here's Spell, S-P-E-L-L. Okay, this one's also bouncing right around its 50-week as well. So again, we need some volume. Like we're getting these signals, but we need volume. The stochastic's very overdone. 0.007 is level to watch on that. And we got a few more here from LCX. Okay, this one's also breaking out as well. So this looks good. This one looks good as well. I'd be a holder of this one. Hopefully you were entering right here on Wednesday when we got the signal. Okay, that one's on the looking to buy list as well. Just make sure it holds 25 cents. 25 cents. What's the weekly saying? Weekly's just consolidating stochastics on the floor. So yes, I'd be playing this one. Okay, LCX looks really good. Stop loss is 0.025 on a trade. Coin, this is Coinbase. Got the big green dot this week. Look at that. Okay, that's a good signal there, but we got it right there on the 15th. It bounced up. So where's our stop loss? 193. Again, the low of the previous candle is the stop loss from that green dot. So we haven't broken that yet. I'm not saying we can't, but that is the stop loss on a trade off of one of these signals. Okay, you got to be willing to take your losses if you're wrong. Okay, you're wrong if it breaks down below 193, then we'll probably continue to grind down to around 164. So if you want to play it here, if you think we're in a reversal, let me look at the weekly. Okay, the weekly's still kind of a fallen knife. I still think we might have a little bit more to go, but you could enter now, and again, use a stop loss at 193. Okay, that doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. Okay, I'd actually be a buyer this week, okay, with a stop loss at 193 if I wanted to play Coinbase. Let me look at the hourly really quick. Okay, so yeah, just make sure that level doesn't break, or this level here on the hourly right here at 98. Make sure that doesn't break. 198 is your stop loss there. Okay, what else we got here? DKNG giving a green dot on the weekly chart. So like I said right here, the big green daily dot will always come before the weekly. It will always come before the weekly. So you can see we're hitting one here on the 19th. This doesn't look bad, so the macro support's going to be right up there at 40. But if you look at the daily here, where'd the big green dot come? The big green dot came back down here on my birthday, right there on April 24th. Okay, 40 bucks. You're already up 10% on the trade. Look where we are on the daily, though. Okay, that looks a little overdone for the weekly here. So again, these things can contradict each other a little bit. So again, if we're up here on the daily, that just means we could see a couple, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of going down. Doesn't mean we're bearish, okay? The weekly dot is still a bullish indication that we're going higher over the next couple of weeks. So if you wanted to play that, what I would do is get in here on the daily, and I'd manage my position, okay? If we're getting the weekly dot last week, I'd set it at the low of the weekly dot, which was right there at 42. So you're risking about 5% on this trade off of that weekly dot there, right? 5% on the trade off that weekly dot. The weekly dot comes on this candle. Great. We're setting at the previous week. Okay. And I like that the stochastics point straight up. I'd be a buyer of this name this week with a stop loss at $42. 5% risk on DKNG off the weekly dot. I don't really like where the daily is, but that's okay. Okay. If we get a big pump up tomorrow, this thing could fly. Okay. At least go back to to 49 up there. Okay, I do like that signal, though. 42 is the stop loss on DKNG. SOUN, we went over this thing at the beginning. Got the weekly dot this week showing. Again, zooming in here to the daily now. Okay, our stop loss is at 468, where we bought them right there. As long as this level holds, the trend is up. Okay, right now we're attempting to come down here and bounce. Okay, I'd be patient on this one. I got an alert set for myself for a small green dot on this one on the daily because I want to see where that thing comes, knowing that 468 is my stop loss. So if I get that green dot signal, okay, let me go to, I want to actually restart this and restart this. If I go to my signals here and go to date created, okay, I could see the fact that SOUN, okay, that was actually the wrong SOUN. Where did I create that? Maybe I didn't create it. I'm tripping. Oh, I created the GME and AMC one. So I want to set a small one on this. And if that small green dot comes, oh shit, that was ICP, was it? No, it was SOUN. Okay, if that small signal comes before we break down below 468, I want to be in on it. Let me look at the hourly real quick, and we're right there on the hourly. So my stop loss would actually be up here on a trade at about 497, saying that that's the bottom there that we're going to continue. Because look at this, 2 red candles, rip. But really, we should have been buying down here at on April 23rd, right? Off of that green dot, 370, you're already up a massive amount. This is why I like to buy on only the big green dots. I wouldn't want to buy this week because we're not way down here. We're not way overextended. If you're buying way down here in these green dots with the shaded area, right, the big green dots on our trading indicator, okay, those are the ones you want to enter on. Not these ones, not these ones, not these ones, these ones down here. Look at this one. Okay, boom. That one came in February at $1. This thing went all the way up to $8. Okay, same thing. You could have been buying right here on the 18th. 365 up to $6. That's almost 100% move. So these are the best indication. The daily green dots, the big daily green dots, the ones that all get called out over here in the Discord. The weekly ones are good too if you're a macro investor. But the daily ones, the more I look at these charts, the big green daily dots are the most accurate. And that's what this trading indicator was literally designed to point out, those big ones. Again, you don't want to be entering on these ones or these ones. These big ones down here, folks. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this because, again, I don't want to play that because I missed my opportunity. I should have been buying down here on SOUN. Okay, that was when my indicator said, hey, big green dot, this is the best buying opportunity you can get on a daily chart. Boom. And then what did we get? Weeks after that, we got a big move up. Okay, 1320. I mean, that was a massive move from $4. That's 50%. You don't got to do that very much to be a profitable trader. But now that we're up here on the daily, right, we want to wait till this thing resets. Mara, this is a stock, right? Mara is a stock. Yep, Digital Holdings. That one had that was a weekly dot. So that's giving you a weekly. So if you want to play the weekly, 1650 is your stop loss on. This is a Bitcoin miner. Okay, and that's a pretty nice bounce there. Let's see if we can break out over this high. If we can break out over 22, this thing's going to do the rocket ship. So I'd be keeping an eye on this one. I'd be a buyer of this one this week just because of the weekly. Okay, that's a nice weekly dot. Again, stop loss is 1650. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But the indicator, that printed green. So that means that green dot cannot be taken away from the chart, just like it printed back here. Okay, if it's showing up, great. But if the week closes, meaning on crypto candles, if Sunday closes and the dot is on the chart, it can't be taken away from the chart. It's there. It's confirmed. And for stocks, it's on Friday because the stock market is not open on Saturday and Sunday. So this signal right here is never going away. Okay, 1650 is our stop loss on this. Okay, you can get into the shorter time frames now and manage your position. Right, the hourly looks good. Okay, I'd actually probably move my stop loss all the way up to 1850 on this and only risk $1. Okay, 1850 is a 5% loss. Okay, that's about what I like to be at. A 5% loss. 1850, the bottom of Thursday's candle. Okay, I'm always using the previous low if I'm using a trailing stop loss. And if we go absolutely parabolic, okay, like we did over here, this is when I want to take profits, when I'm way off of the moving averages. Okay, but this one looks pretty good. That one looks pretty steady there. And the green dot is bullish, folks. 1850 is the stop loss on Mara. That one looks good. iTub we covered. And SoFi, this is going to be the last one until I get you guys' chart requests. SoFi's been giving us dots all over the place, dude. It's just stuck in this consolidation range. I don't like this thing right now. It's just consolidating, consolidating, consolidating. We're way down here right now, dude. Way down here. So I'd still be using that 642 level as a stop loss. I mean, that just looks like the level to play. And you're getting a big green dot down here. I'd be a buyer of this name this week. And I'd just be using that stop loss. I'd move that up to probably around 688, so my risk isn't too much. Okay, 688 as long as that holds. Call it 680. Okay, we could be bullish on this. I don't like the fact that the daily's down here below this, so I'm actually going to take that one off from a daily perspective. But the weekly, okay, the weekly looks bullish. So I'd be more long-term on this, looking to make profits in the weeks to come, not the days to come. And it needs to hold 688 for me to want to hold a position. So if you're buying it here at 728, you're setting a stop loss at 4. Okay, I don't like to risk any more than 5% on any of my trades. So you want to make sure it's a good one. Okay, and I prefer to buy the big green dots down here. Okay, we haven't got a big one on the daily yet. I want to enter the day of the big green dot on the daily. So that's it for the signals this week. I'm going to be covering those again throughout the week. So if we get some on Monday, I'm just going to hop on here and cover those. And I'll take any of your guys' chart requests that you have here. I think we had a few this week from Mike. ICP we covered. Again, brother, I'm in on that one. And I'm continuing to hold it. The weekly, we're getting a pretty nice doji candle here on the week. But we're not out of the woods yet. I would really like to see it break out over 420, right? Or 1417. If that happens, this thing could run really hard, but we could meet some resistance right up in that level. I'm just using a trailing stop on this. Again, my average price is around $12 on it. And it looks like they tried to stop me out, but they failed. So the new stop loss is 1322 if you're watching it at this very hour. Okay? But I'm watching that 9 EMA here. I want to see a big reversal here. And the daily is getting close. So I might take some off the table at 14 if it hits it. But if my stop loss gets hit, it gets hit. But again, I was buying this on Tuesday off that bounce off the big green dot down here on our chart. Boom, that was the entry. If you're entering right here, you got to use a stop loss, around 1246. But I want to see this thing break out over 14. If we can get over 14, this thing's going to run really hard. So we'll see what it does this week. I'm hoping Bitcoin is for real here, and this breakout is no joke. It is back over the VWAP, so that's bullish in my opinion. And I think we're really going to get a green dot here on Bitcoin next week or the week after that. And I think the markets are just going to absolutely rip. I'll know I'm wrong if 60K breaks, but I'm really bullish on Bitcoin right now with this doji. And if we close at these levels, that's going to be extremely bullish. I think you're going to see some volume coming in next week. Okay, but ICP looks good. Okay, we're right down into the 50. I would just say hold this thing. Again, the best place to sell would be if this stochastic gets back up here at the weekly there. If you're trading a weekly chart, again, the daily probably wouldn't hurt to take some off at 14 if you got in down here, reduce your position. And then if it breaks out, let the rest ride. Okay. If we see a green dot on ICP next week, get the truck, folks. Get the truck. And crypto candles close on Sunday. So we got about 12 hours till that happens. Well, a little longer than that, about 36 from the time I'm making this video. But ICP, I like it. It's still in a nice uptrend. I'd be a holder of the name. I'm a holder of the name, folks. And the weekly support's going to be down there at about 10. So above 10, we look good. I think ICP is a really good position. Again, I had a really good trade on it, and I'm still riding it out at the moment. So I'm a holder there, bud. Shout out to you, my brother. Cosmic Traveler. Happy to help. AMQ from Kathleen. Oops. AMQ, it's like a metals company. Okay, weekly's down there. If you're playing this one, use a stop loss at 25. 25 is the level that needs to hold. I like the stochastics on the floor, and the daily chart's pretty far down here, but I have no idea what this thing does. I think there's some better setups from a technical standpoint. Here's AUST. This looks good. Okay, nice green dot there. We didn't get the shaded area, but you can see where the big green dot came in, that gives you your stop loss, right? Boom. That gave us our stop loss. Let's call it 85. And you got a green dot here. I like this one too. So your stop loss on this one is going to be moved up now to 89. So you're risking about 10 cents here. But that looks like a really good trade there. Okay, again, the stop loss is at the level we're getting the dot on. Okay, we're getting the dot on. Okay, that looks really good for a bounce there. That's way better than AMQ. WRLG, another gold company here. Big dip there, but you did get the green dot there. Nice one there. Okay, nice one there. Your stop loss is 47. You're literally risking a penny on this one. Okay, this one looks really good. That's an excellent trade setup there. Okay, excellent trade setup. I'd actually call the stop loss 45 cents, and you're good. That's a big green dot right there. So this, when it's not shaded and it's really bright green like that, what that one is going to be the big green divergence. So that means that the wave is bouncing at a higher place than it did back here. So that means it's positive divergence, which means buy, right? So when these dots are connected like that on the chart, that's even better for you. So the true stop is probably down there at 45. That's where I'd use the stop loss if you're playing this one. What's the weekly saying? Ooh, okay, the weekly chart isn't as sexy, but the daily chart looks really good for a trade here. I'd use a stop at 45 on this one. Those two are probably my favorite out of the two you requested. I don't know about our AMQ. ROST from my boy Mark. Ross Stores. That's still a thing. Weekly looks good here, brother. I'd use a stop loss at 130. That's about a $2 risk. Not bad. Okay, make sure it holds 130. That's your stop loss, brother. You're risking literally nothing on this trade. If you want to play it, right, you got a 2% stop loss. That's very, very small. BTC 2-month chart. I don't think I have the 2-month chart on my... I got the 3-month chart. I got the 3-month chart. 3-month chart looks real good. Look at the 3-month chart. Just ripping here. Okay, I like that. I like that. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, boy. Okay, that looks good there on Bitcoin. Good call out there. Let's look at the monthly. Monthly red dot went away here, folks. It was on the screen and it went away. So we now have a doji candle right here on BTC. So this thing's going to tell us what it's going to do here in the next couple weeks. I really think the trade right now, you should be in a trade just because of this doji candle, this reversal candle. Because if this breaks 70, well, then you're going to be like, oh, I should have bought it at 66. No, just play the range. You're risking 10% right now. You just got to be mindful of your position and how much you're risking on a 10% trade. If you put in $1,000 here, you're going to risk $100 to the downside if you're willing to be wrong, right? You always got to be willing to be wrong. There's always going to be risk when you put a position on in the stock market or the crypto. You're never 100% right. These dots are not 100%. There is risk, but they are way more accurate than you sitting here trying to guess and do what Twitter's going to say, right? Because Twitter's going to tell you when we're up here, just like they did on GME and AMC this week. They're going to tell you when, oh my God, everyone's excited and just losing their minds. Okay, we don't want to buy the hype. We're not buying when Twitter's buying. Okay, we're buying when the wave is at the bottom. Okay, that's when we want to take our position, and it's at the bottom. You got a doji candle here, great. Okay, 2 great buy signals. 60K is my stop loss because if this level holds, I'm going to get a green dot next week. There's going to be a green dot on Bitcoin next week if these levels hold. Okay, it's going to happen. Okay, in the monthly, the red dot went away, baby. It went away. It's no longer there. Okay, and if we close at these levels, that means May is going to close positive. The month of May will close positive, which is a good sign, which means this bull market could continue here. Okay, the green dot on Bitcoin will be the signal, folks. Okay, that will be called out in Overkill alerts, and you guys will know. I'm predicting it's going to come in 1 to 2 weeks, as long as 60K holds. As long as 60K holds. You could even call it 62 now. As long as 62 holds, we're going to see a green dot on Bitcoin in the next 1 to 2 weeks, which is the most bullish indication you get. Last one came in February at 40K. The one before that came in September at 26K. So we have only gotten 2 green dot opportunities in the last since September of 2023. That's about 8 months. 2 opportunities to buy in 8 months on a weekly. Okay, so again, I think it's coming, folks. 1 to 2 weeks. 1 to 2 weeks, that puppy's coming. We're down here on the floor. Okay, we're on the floor right now. 60K, 62K is our stop loss. As long as 62 holds, 1 to 2 weeks, we're going to see the green dot on BTC. What else we got here? Mover, MOVR. MOVR. Okay, weekly looks good. Weekly's got a dot there, brother. Move your stop loss up to 13. long as 13 holds, we look good. Okay, this looks good. 13 is my stop loss on this. Okay, 13 looks good. You could even use it right here at 14. 14 could be your stop loss if you want to be less conservative, make it 13. But if this trend continues, okay, you could see a breakout. I'd be a buyer of this name this week as well. Mover looks good. OP's bouncing real nice here as well on the daily. Okay, $2.28 is your level. The weekly doesn't look so hot. Okay, so if you're playing this one, you really need to hold $2.25 there. That needs to hold for us to break out. It's making a higher high. Okay, double bottom right there off the level, which is fine. 228 is your level. It's got to be your level, dude. If you're in it, set a stop loss at that level. If you're taking a position, set a stop loss at that level. 225. AKT. I got burnt on this one so hard, dude. So hard. Okay, I bought like right in here, probably around $5. I think I bought around $5. Got crushed, and then it just ripped. Okay, I'm an idiot. I should have been buying over here. You had a golden dot right there. A golden dot is the most bullish out of every. The big green dots are bullish, and I think the ranking of these is the gold is the best. This one is the second best. This one's the third best, and this one is the fourth best. Okay, I look for the big greens. Okay, I want every big green dot to be called out for me just so I can look at the chart. But if I see a golden dot or one of these, right, like I saw an ICP right here, okay, when they connect, okay, that's the big green dot with divergence. Okay, that's a big green dot with divergence. Okay, that's what that alert is right there. Okay, that's what that alert is right there. When you see this line connecting, okay, that's more bullish than just a regular big green dot. But again, I just want to pay attention to the big green dots because they don't come very often. They literally come 1, 2. They don't come often, folks. There's been 3 since January on ICP. 1, 2, 3. And this one got the big with the divergence. So when you see the golden dot, okay, like you saw there on AKT, okay, that's when you should have moved. Okay, boom. This was the time to buy right here. Bang. Okay, and you could have sold there at 7. That was a move from 3.5. That was a 100% gain. It pulled back. Okay, and now we're ripping back up. So AKT looks good. Set a trailing stop loss on this one, though. I put a stop at 5 just to make sure. Okay, but if that thing goes back up over the next couple days and rips back up to 7 or even up there to 8, I'd take some off the table because look where we are on the daily. What's the weekly saying? Okay, weekly's pretty far down here on the stochastic as well. So, yeah, my stop loss on this is going to be around 490 on AKT. I'd be a holder of that one. BTC, we already looked at the BTC monthly chart. Yep, it vanished. You're the one that called that out. Good stuff. Thank you for that. Okay, that was huge. Huge. BICO, BICO, Bitconomy. Oh, that one's bouncing right on the 50. I like that one. Okay, look at that. Where'd the big green dot come? Right there at 42. You're up 10 cents already. That's a 25% move, right? 42% move off the big green dot down here. Again, I'm not making this stuff up, folks. It actually works. Okay, your stop loss should have been 41. Now it's up here. I'd be selling half up here, and then I'd let the rest ride. I'd probably sell half with the daily touching up there, and then I'd let the rest ride. But again, your buying position was right there on May 15th, on Wednesday when this was called out. We actually didn't call this one out, but I don't know why this one's not in our list, but I'm going to go ahead and add that one in, and then I'll set an alert here so the next time that it happens over there, it'll get called out. Okay, I like the Coinbase cryptos. Okay, the Coinbase crypto. Those are the ones I trade, so anytime I see an altcoin that I don't know that's tradable on Coinbase, I'm going to add it to my list. And I wouldn't be looking to buy this one now because, again, my opportunity to buy it was right there. So I'm actually going to put that in the red list there. And SoFi, I can't get on the SoFi train, folks. But everything else in this list looks really good. BICO, BICO. I wanted to see what this thing does. So if you come over here to the research tool, you can use this. So I don't know what BICO is, so I'm going to type it into our AI over here, and we're going to use it. You can see that it's a $413 million company, and it's a plug-and-play API to make Web3 user-friendly and frictionless. So it's a Web3 piece of AI or whatever the heck it is, right? Doesn't matter. We're technical traders. I like to look at what the market cap is, right? The lower the market cap, the more volatile. The higher the market cap, the less volatile. I like to trade mid caps, so stuff between, you know, 250 million to 6 billion. That's typically the market cap range I'm looking to trade. Market cap can be seen right there. This is at a 400 million, so this one would qualify. But again, my entry would have been there on the 15th. So I'm not looking to buy this now because, again, the move already happened to me. I'd be taking half off here with 50% up. I do like the fact that it's sitting right on the 50. But if you're wrong on this and it continues down, you're going to be mad. That's why I'd encourage you to take 50 to 25% off the table, meaning sell 25 to 50% of your position when that hits that on the daily, just so you can be sure. You're up 50% off the dot, so you should be happy about that, right? And we're getting a doji here on the weekly, so we'll see if this thing explodes or not, okay? But I would definitely be taking at least 25% off here, okay? Looks good, though, okay? Looks really good. And nice call out there, because, again, that dot, if that would have been on the SIG, that would have been a really nice trade there. Again, we want to buy the day of the big green dot there. That is the perfect day to buy an asset that you want to own, is on the big green dot. The specific day you should be buying is when this dot comes on the asset you want to own. Not on this dot, not on this dot, not on this dot, not on this dot. No, these ones down here, folks. These ones down here. You guys got that? You guys understand why that is? Okay? If not, keep watching, because we're doing this weekly, folks. And I'm going to call these out day by day, right, over here in the Discord. They're going to be called out. So you guys never miss a signal here on the channel. Okay, and you guys got to kind of do your own analysis. If you do not have the trading indicator, again, you guys can get that right over here and use it for yourself. My job is to teach you guys. My job is not to tell you guys what to buy and when to buy and stuff like that. I want you guys to learn this stuff on your own. And again, if you click this link over here, all you got to do is come over here, watch this video. It'll tell you how to download it. You click two buttons, and this indicator gets loaded directly into your TradingView account. You'll see everything that I see on my charts once you go through with that. Here's comp. Okay, comp didn't quite have the deep one, but it was pretty deep there. The deepest one was back here, so it actually was near that position where we got the trigger on. Okay, boom, there was your big green dot back here in April, and now we're consolidating. Consolidation isn't a bad thing. If you look at the cheat sheet, when we go sideways, that's not a bad thing. It's pretty clear where it's building its support level. Okay, and that's right around here, around 51. So it's bouncing right now. Okay, I'd use a stop loss at 51 on this. Let's look at the weekly real quick. Okay, and the weekly's just below the 50. So if you're playing comp, you have to have a stop loss at 51. 51, 50. Or call it 51. 51's your stop loss on comp. I'd be a holder here if you're in it. Okay, with a stop loss at 51.50. What else we got? Vet, we covered dot, D-O-T. Okay, dot's also trying to break out here as well. So new stop loss is 640. Okay, and we're sitting right on our mean right now. So 640 has to be your stop on dot. Again, the dot came right there, so that's the day you're entering. Okay, and we're sitting right here near the 50. So again, if you're in this position, if you're in a position on dot or you're looking to trade it, make sure 64 holds. The best place to buy would have been back here on this signal, and that was around 650. So you're up a little bit right now. Again, I encourage you guys to only buy on the day you get the big green dot down here. That is my message to you. Only buying the big green dots on these alerts. Okay, that's the best place to take an entry on your assets. This one wasn't quite a big one. This one wasn't quite, that one was, but this one wasn't quite there. But you did get some divergence there. So watch for this one to break out here. If you're in it, again, use a stop loss at 640. That's the low of the candle, right? The low of the candle, we got the green dot on right there. Boom. Okay, that level needs to hold for us to maintain this. Watch for a breakout on this. Okay, watch for a breakout here on dot. Okay, I'll go back to VeChain real quick. I'll tell you the level is going to be 3.032. Again, got the big green dot signal there. Perfect. That's your entry. That's your stop loss. That's the trade. There's nothing more to it, folks. That level needs to hold. And we're bouncing right on that 52. I'm sorry, right on the 200-day on the daily and the weekly chart. We're right there on the 50. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking to buy in this range, right? Because, again, that's what our cheat sheet states. We want to buy close to our mean, close to our averages, not way up here off the average,
right? We're way off that light blue line up here. We don't want to buy at 6 cents because then we're going to lose 50% of our portfolio. We want to buy when it's right next to it, and we want to buy when it's above it. This was the trade on VeChain right here. Boom. See, that's kind of a similar dot to what VeChain's or what Bitcoin's showing right now. You see this pattern? Down, 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 down. Boom. Doji candle. Rip. Green dot. Rip. Look at this. Same exact pattern here on Bitcoin. Okay, pull back for 5 weeks. Green dot. What's coming next week, folks? You tell me. I don't know. I don't know till it happens, but this is a bullish indication. Okay, that is very bullish. Okay, 60,000 is the stop loss on Bitcoin. If we hold 60,000, we will see green dots in the next 1 to 2 weeks on Bitcoin, BTC. And Bitcoin daily just broke up above the 50. So I'm looking for some continuation in crypto. Okay, I'm not sitting on my hands. I was entering on the last round of big green dots here. Okay, so I'm in my positions. If I'm right about this, we should see a green dot on ICP next week. Okay, we should see that, or in the next 1 to 2 weeks. I hope this thing breaks out and goes up to 20. I don't know if it is or not, but I can tell you the direction right now is up. We are coming into the 50. I want to see it break out, just like Bitcoin did here. It broke out over that blue line there on the daily. So we're looking good here. Crypto's looking really good here, folks. There is a very good chance we could reverse, but there's also a chance that we could be in a bull trap here. So just keep that in mind. That's why we set our stop loss right at the level, right? It doesn't matter. Bull trap, bear trap, it doesn't matter because we're traders. We trade the level that we get our signals on, okay? It doesn't matter what anyone else says or what the economy's doing. We're trading the level. Our entry was right here in May at 61, okay? 61, if you're buying on that dot, okay, where we're at now, 68. We went all the way up to 68. You made 10, 12%. Congratulations. Okay, that's a good trade. 10, 12% is a good trade. Most people are happy with a trade of or making 5% a year, not even beating inflation. Okay, so again, the best place to enter, right, would have been right here in May, right here, boom, at 59. Because again, what came right here? The big green dot, the shaded area, right, the shaded dot, the big green dot, bang. That was your entry at 59. Rip. Okay, you can't be scared down here. You can't be scared. If everyone else is saying, oh my God, the sky is falling. Okay, it doesn't matter because up here, they're telling you to buy it. They're idiots. I don't mean to say it like that, but they don't know what they're doing, right? They're buying up here at 75K because everyone else is telling them to. Then it dips down to 60 and then they quit, right? They cancel their membership to the Discord and they're on to the next one. Okay, they're on to the next shiny object. This isn't, trading shouldn't be fun, folks. I don't think it's very fun. I think it's stressful sometimes, but it's simple and people complicate it. Okay, we have AI. We have an indicator that tells us when to buy. I encourage you to buy only on the day of the big green daily dot. Okay, and the weekly dots just confirm the macro move. This will confirm the macro move on Bitcoin is up if we get the dot on the weekly, meaning we will go up for the next 2 to 3 weeks, at least, maybe 4, 5, 6 weeks. I think if we break 70K on Bitcoin next week, we're going to 100. We'll see 100K by the end of the year if 70K breaks next week. No cap. No cap. Okay, if 70K breaks, we will see 100K Bitcoin by the end of 2024. Uni. Okay, Uni, nice move here. Again, off our big green dot. We should have been buying on Wednesday when we got the signal. Rip it up. Okay, move your stop loss up now to 723. Okay, but it is up there on the stochastic, so you could take a little bit off the table, but we're sitting right on our mean. So the macro support's going to be right there at like 650. So I don't know how big of a risk that is there, but it's about a 13% risk. So I'd probably move it up to right there at I'd call it $7. As long as $7 holds, I'm bullish on Uni, and that's going to remain in the list. But again, up 7% today. I don't want to buy on big green days like that. If it's up over 5%, I don't want to buy it. If it's down 5%, I consider it. For example, AMC here was down 5%. Oh my goodness. Okay, look at this. People got crushed here. $12 all the way down to $4. Just absolutely insane. I got alerts set on these daily green dots for when GME and AMC both pop off. So if that happens, we're going to be in the money. Okay, because again, we weren't the sheep buying up here at $70 when everyone's yelling diamond hands, diamond hands. I seen a guy the other day. He bought it like 65. He posted on his Twitter, I'm diamond hands, I'm diamond hands. He was down like 40% on his position. He had like $150,000 position. I think I posted something about it. I don't know if it's in the chat still, but yeah, this right here. See that? What an idiot. His average cost was 42. He's down, look at that, down 50 grand. And he says, still holding GME. This is where diamond hands are made. Dude. Team no brain, dude. He's buying right here at 42. He's buying the top. He's buying the top. And he's down 50% now after that 20% dip after that. So he's sold. You know he's sold right there. You know he's sold. He's lying. He's panic selling down here because he's probably down 100K now. That's not cool, dude. That's ridiculous. 100K is a lot of money, dude, to me. And to waste it on a trade like that is just dumb. Okay, I want to buy the pullback. I'm interested in buying the next green dot on GME and AMC. I wouldn't mind it because, again, people are getting flushed out, and then the big money will come back in and pump it up again, and then everyone will rush back in and they'll buy the top again because they know, oh my God, right? Furry Kitty or Roaring Kitty said something or something like that. So I can't believe it. People are cheap, dude. That's why people get crushed in this game. 90% of traders fail, folks. What makes you special? Okay, what makes you special would be sticking to a set of trading rules. These are mine. You guys can reference this if you want. Okay, this is our community's trading rules over here, or you can make your own. I only want to buy when the big green dot is showing on the daily here from now on. Okay, I want to see where it's coming, and I want to enter on the day of that, the day of the big green dot, just like we did on ICP here. Boom, big green dot bouncing right on our moving average. Boom. Clear as day. Clear as day, entry and exit and stop loss. $12, $11.50 was like a 3% stop loss or something like that. That was just the perfect trade. I mean, I perfectly executed that, and I don't think the trade's over. I'm going to let this thing ride, and I want to wait to see when we touch this white dotted line. Okay, beautiful trade there. And again, read these if you guys want to. They're right over here. It's free to join the Discord if you're not in there, but I look at these every day before I even open my charts. I have to read these to myself. We only buy when I messed it up. We only buy, okay, on the day of the big green dot on the trading indicator. Okay, we only buy when the RSI on the indicator is near 0 on a weekly chart. Wonderful. Okay, we only buy when we are above the 50-week EMA. That's our light blue line I've been talking about here on the weekly. So where's ICP? ICP is above the 50-week. Okay, we're buying near, and where's the stochastic? Stochastic's here on the floor. Why do we buy when the stochastic is down here? Because that means there's momentum. There's chance for momentum to go to the upside. If we're playing the waves, we want to buy the wave down here and not up here. Okay, most people are buying up here. Okay, we want to buy before this move happens, right? We don't want to buy this, right? We don't want to buy up here. We want to buy down in this area, right? In this area, okay, between these two phases right here. Boom, as close to the 50 as possible. ICP sitting right on the 50. That's why I took the position. And I got the divergence big dot, which is the second best signal behind the golden green or the golden green dot or the golden dot that you can get. Okay, beautiful play there, and letting that one ride. So Uni still looks good. I'd be a holder of Uniswap. Okay, with a stop loss. What was it? It should have been at I'm putting it at $7, and it's trying to break 8 here. So it needs to break 8. I'd set a stop loss at 7 just in case. And the weekly chart, again, no confirmation of the weekly yet, but we're trying to bottom here at around 7. So $7, protect your capital. Forta, F-O-R-T-A. F-O-R-T-A. Okay, this one's in a weird trend too. Didn't quite get the big green dot down there. Last green dot came. So true support's going to be 22 right now. I'd be a holder with a stop loss at 22. TRAC. Okay, move your stop loss up on this one to 75. This one looks good. Didn't quite get the deep one there, but we got the deep one right back here at 76. This one looks good. I really like this one. Track looks good. That one's going on the list there. Okay, this one is a really good looking chart. I'm going to move that one up to, I'm going to put that one right below XYO.
Okay, track looks good. Good call out there. I would have liked to buy it here on Thursday when we got the dot, but 80 cents could be your stop loss right there. 80 cents, you're risking 10 cents to the downside there. We're getting really close to the 50. Again, the weekly stochastics down there on the ground. Okay, the next dot is going to be green. I just don't know when it's going to happen. Okay, but the indicator will call it out. And I want to actually make sure we have a signal set on this so we get that. I'm going to set a weekly one on it. Give me a sec here. I got all these daily alerts set. Here we go. Boom. Okay, let's set the weekly here on track for a small. I use the small green dot signal on the weekly, and I use the big green dot there on the daily. So the big green dot, again, came back in May. That was your entry. Okay, you're entering right around the same position right here. So as long as 80 cents holds on track, that one looks good. PYR. And this is going to be the last one of the day, folks. Make sure you get those requests in for the next video over in the Discord. And if you're not in the Discord, make sure you join up. Weekly is 387. That's the stop loss. We got the big green dot there on what was that, Wednesday, when all the other dots came. You're already up a pretty good amount. So again, I'd be using a trailing stop loss. I'd move it up to about 430. That's the bottom of this candle right here. And if we close at this level, move it up to 438 just to keep protecting your capital. Okay, the daily stochastic is up there at the white dotted line. So if you were in off the big green dot, you want to take some off the table here, that's fine. The weekly chart is trying to find a bottom here around this range. So the macro support on the weekly chart, I mean, look how far down here we are. That looks really good. 392 is the level to watch there. Okay, 392 is the level to watch. Ooh, monthly chart's just getting absolutely wrapped. Again, where was the time to take profits on this? It was back here. Okay, at $8, you should have been taking profits. You could have took profits right here as well. Okay, now we're just getting absolutely annihilated. So this one, I would say, again, move your stop loss up to 430 if you're playing it. Make sure that level holds. And that's it for today, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and got some value out of this. If you did, smack that like, baby. And I will see you in the next episode. Hit me over here in the Discord if you guys need anything. God bless y'all. Peace.